On the left side you will find a different menu. One is search, the other one is places, and the last one is layers. You can resize all this menu easily, and that's the same thing if you got a lot of things on the left or you don't want a map. You can resize them in maintaining a left click on the at the border between the different layers. So you can search, let's say, click Darwin in the search there, Northern Territory. He will have a look and he will find Darwin for me there. I click search. Here we go, he found Darwin for us. It's quite useful to use a search. The other interesting one is layers. So we can have some basic layers provided by Google Earth. So if I want the borders and boundaries and labels, it's going to give me some other information. So you can have a look at all the available layers you could find inside your Google Earth. We're not going to use it much. So I can untick what I don't want to see, and I can minimize the layers. The important thing we're going to use is places, which is basically your library, where you're going to store your data on your computer just for Google Earth. And it's very simple. It works with folders, and we can create as many folders as we want, and we put our data in it. So the basic thing is, when you want to open a folder and see what's inside, you will click on this little arrow there, pointing, little triangle pointing to the right. So if you do a left click on it, you will go inside the folder. Click in there, left click, and I can travel inside them. If I want to activate specific data, I will have to tick the boxes. So let's say I want to see the track 001 inside 2014 track 2014 fire. I can tick on it and the track appear there. I can untick it and it disappear. Same thing for 02. If I want to activate all the data that is inside 2014, I can click on the folder itself and tick it, and it will activate everything inside there. Same thing, if I want to activate everything that is inside fire, I will tick on fire and it will activate all of them, and I can untick them to deselect them. So it's very important to organize your data properly. So let's say I'm going to create a new folder inside My Places. So an easy way to do this is I can do a right click on My Places, right click, add a folder, and I'm going to call it Feral Animal Management. Inside my folder I can do a right click on it and create another one, add folder, and I can create a folder called 2014. And also I'm going to create another folder in of 2015. Right click, add a folder, 2015. So it's very easy to create your folders and to manipulate them and to move them around. And if I go just a little bit further to show you something else, 2014 I'm going to create another subfolder. So I've done a right click on 2014, add folder, call May, and I'm going to do another one 2014, so right click, add a folder, let's say June. If I want to move this folder around, I just have to drag and drop them. So if I want to move May from 2014 into 2015, I just select it and drag and drop it in 2015. Same thing for June. So it's very easy to move data, whether they are folder, tracks or waypoint, from one folder to another. So now that we have created our folder, it's very easy to add data in it. So let's say I'm going to create a track for Feral inside 2014 May. So it is important that if you're going to start to create some data with the tracks, polygons, or import them, they will come into the folder that is selected. So if I'm starting to create a track inside and I have May selected, the track will go inside May. So let's have a look at it. I'm going to use the top menu here, which one is add a pass, a track. Pass is a name for Google Earth for tracks. So I'm going to select this. So now I've got my Google Earth pass created. So it's waiting for me to create a new one. I'm just going to change the name and I'm going to call it Feral 01. And the only thing that I have to do is going on my map and create my track. So I can create a track inside Google Earth like this, or I can maintain my left click and do something like that. So this is what I'm doing. I'm creating a pass inside May 2014. I've changed the name already, and I can now change the style and color. I can click on this, and I just want this to be red. Okay, and I'll click OK. So if you look at it now, he has created Feral 01 track inside May. This is because we had May selected. I can do a right click property on Feral, and I can go back and edit the track. I can click on different points and change my track. I can also go to style and color and make it a much bigger width. 3 is much better. And that's it. If now I decide to create another track that I want to put in June, but if I have May selected, it will go in May. So I really have to be sure that I have to select June first, and I can do it again. I can get a track, call it Feral 02, do my track. Here remember that the last one was in red, but I don't want it in red, so I'm going to change, go into style, click on the color, put it green, okay, okay. So now we have one track in June and one track in May. But I can move them around. If I want this Feral 02 to go into May, I just drag and drop it into May, and it will come into May. If I want Feral 01 to go into June, I just drag and drop it there. This is exactly the same thing for the waypoint and the polygon. So if I decide I want to create a waypoint into June, I can create it. Go to my add a place mark, waypoint place mark, the same thing. So I'm going to do a left click on the toolbar. Now that I'm arriving in there, and I'm going to create one called farm. I'm changing the name, and it's flashing now, so I can click on it and move it around. So if I want to put it here, I'm going to put it there. I can change the icon right there. Going to this one, F for farm, okay, and I'm done. So I've created one place mark inside June. I can do the same thing again for May and so on. I can also create a polygon. So I'm going to go to polygon. So I'm in June, so I know that it will come to June. And I will click on polygon, add a polygon. Same story, give me a name. I'm going to change this, and I'm going to call it Poly Farm 01. And I'm simply going to draw my polygon there. I can zoom also if I want to go a bit better. Keep doing my polygon, and I can also change the style. So I click on style. The line is the outside line and the area is the inside. So I'm going to change from white to, let's say, yellow. Okay. But I also want to see through it, so I'm going to change the opacity of it. So I don't want 100%, I'm going to try 40%, so I can see through it, which is really good. And I click OK. So now in June, I've got a track, I've got a waypoint, and I've got a polygon. And of course I can move the polygon onto May if I want to, and move them around. So we've already seen 3 tools there. We can add some other things, and I'm going to show you quickly the tools to measure distances and so on. So this is, let's say, this one here, the little ruler. So I can click on the ruler, left click, and I can decide what sort of units I want to use. Most of the time maybe it will be kilometers. And I just do a left click there, and it will tell me based on where I stopped that I've got 70 kilometers. This one here, 30 kilometers. Here we go, 47 kilometers there. I can clear it. I can also use the path, which will allow me to calculate where I've got many waypoints. So first one left click, second one, third one. Every time I click, it's adding some more legs, and I can see that this one is 182 kilometers so far. And I should be able to change them as well if I want to change things. And I can clear it. All the tools we've used so far can be accessible through the top menu here. File, can cut and paste, view different options. We can add all the different element, path, polygon, model, tool, and so on. And one important thing you might use in the future is going to Tools Options. And this is where you put all the options is for your Google Earth. One important one that I use all the time is going to Navigation and tick Do Not Automatically Tilt while zooming, which is make it much more comfortable. Also, if you want to change the units, this is where you would go to 3D view, and you can use degrees, minutes, or second, or decimal degrees, depending on what you want to see. And this, you will see the changes here in at the bottom here. And then you can click OK.